Hi everyone, my name is Jarrett. Welcome to Mini Junkie. So in a world where a lot of the recommendations for painters comes down to wet palettes or Kolinsky sable brushes, which are good recommendations, it's easy to overlook light, one of the most important aspects of your painting area and how you're set up. And it can make a difference between being able to clearly see your miniature, see the colors, or struggling to see the miniature and maybe getting incorrect color viewing. With my previous setup, I was using a lot of lights, and partly that's because I was filming and recording how I was painting so I could show you guys. Basically, I had like IKEA lights pointing from different directions. I had arm lamps pointing from different directions. I had an architect light over top. I had all of these lights, and I would attach them to an Alexa, and I'd say, Alexa, painting room on, and all these lights would come on. And that's how I was doing it. It was kind of unwieldy and took up a lot of space. Now, when it comes to lights, you have a ton of options, but I think the most important thing to look for is daylight. And what I mean by that is not only using a window if you have that luxury. I paint in essentially a dungeon in my basement, so I don't. But if you can get a window, that's great. But natural daylight or essentially daylight bulbs, anything that's kind of in that, I believe, 5,500 to 6,000 Kelvin range is what you want. So for example, what we're going to be talking about today and the lamp I'll be reviewing today isn't exactly a budget option, but if you are on a budget, you can get like arm lamps where you buy daylight bulbs and put those in, and that'll help you see better and it'll help you see the right color temperatures. But speaking of the light the lamp, I guess, that I'm reviewing today, BenQ reached out to me, and when I saw that on my email, I was like, that's not expected, because I really have associated BenQ with like projectors and things like that. But it turns out they actually make lamps that are actually super cool and really, really good. And in reviewing this, I guess I want to stress, I think this is like the Cadillac of painting lamps. This is a Rolls-Royce edition of a lamp you would use for the hobby. I think if you're really into the hobby or you're really dedicated to it, you're spending a lot of time on it, maybe you're a commission painter or just a really invested hobbyist, this lamp is worth a look because it's not cheap. But as a single light source, it's hard to imagine a lamp being much better. The lamp comes well packaged. You can see me here opening it up. It's super easy to assemble. You basically just attach the arm to the base and you're in business. The base is really heavy, so it's going to be really stable and solid on your desk. And in fact, it's so heavy that when you carry the lamp around, you have to carry it by the base. In terms of the adjustability of the arms, I was using those arm lamps I talked about, which have the springs and the knobs to tighten, and the things were always just kind of like moving on their own or starting to sag. They weren't real good. And this lamp, like the joints or like where it bends and where you position it are just perfect. Like they hold. There's no screws to adjust really. They just hold their position just right, and they can extend quite a bit. The light has a touch, like a touch power. So you just touch the little ring at the top to turn it on. If you touch and hold the ring, you can turn on a mode where it auto senses your environment and adjusts the lights accordingly. I don't really use that because what I was doing is turning the brightness all the way up. Then what you can do is you use the knob, you click it, and you can adjust the temperature of the light you're getting, so you can dial it into that daylight range of color that you want, or light. But I mean, the industrial design of this thing is it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful lamp, and you can see why it's a pricier lamp. Everything is metal, everything is just dialed in. It's really adjustable. You can turn the head of it to like it's on a ball joint, or really a nice firm one where you can adjust the light so it's kind of pointing down and in front of you, etc. The adjustability is great, and it really holds the adjustments you make. It's an LED, so the bulbs in it are going to last 50,000 hours, something like that. As you know, like it's not a incandescent or fluorescent style light. I did try painting with it, and yeah, it's great. I mean, it's really nice light. It doesn't flicker. It lights up the miniatures and your workspace really beautifully. Again, you can dial in the brightness and the color temperature, so it's all very adjustable, and it just makes for a really comfortable work environment for your miniature painting. So here's the cool part. You can win this lamp, and not the one that's on my desk, but actually BenQ. I'm going to make this offer because this is how I understand it. There's a link below to a questionnaire. If 30 people fill that in, BenQ will select a winner, allow me to announce it, and they will ship the lamp directly to the winner. I'm counting on them that is actually what's going to happen, because I won't be running the questionnaire myself. But yeah, you can win this beautiful lamp. Just fill in the questionnaire. I'll announce the winner on Instagram, so follow me on Instagram for more great recipes, but also to follow my hobby progress and to see if you're the winner. And I don't know exactly when we'll announce it. I'll make that clear once I know. Hey, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe, but I hope if you enjoyed this video, you will give me a like. Likes help a lot. And you could also just give me a like if you're digging my Squidmar t-shirt, which is a little too small, but I wore it just for you guys. So let's recap. If this is in your budget, if you're a dedicated hobbyist, if you're really into this and you're looking to invest in your workspace, I mean, this lamp is kind of a no-brainer. It's beautiful industrial design, very adjustable both in terms of positioning and the angle of your lighting, the brightness and the color temperature. If you're new to the hobby or on a budget, I would recommend more like arm lamps or like the kind at Staples, like architect lamps, anything that can give you like a daylight type of lightness and illuminate your miniature painting so you can work comfortably. And that's it for today. Enter below. I'll see you next time.